Welcome. Today in this session, we are concentrating upon just in respect of the general meanings and common applications of the working rules of Ganita Sutra 1 and Ganita Upsutra 1. However, the background of Karamyoga shaloka 3.3 is to remain at the central background seat. We shall visit the text of Ganita Sutra again. The text of Ganita Sutra 1, Ekadhiken Purve, and the text of Ganita Upsutra 1, Anurupe, deserves to be visited time and again, particularly in the background of shaloka 3.3 of Karamyog of Geeta. This text, as it is of Ganita Sutra 1, has its general meaning, ek, one, adhikain more than, purven before, one more than before, pehle se ek adhik. This is the general meaning, and this meaning leads to a working rule, and this working rule is commonly applicable, and it is very large area, very large domain, very large number of situations which stand covered in terms of this rule. Some of these common illustrated applications are being pointedly taken up today. On the computer screen is a tabulation in two columns. First for previous value Purve and second for Ekadhiken Purve rule, one more than before. The tabulation in column 1, first row, as value 1, as Purve, as previous value, under this rule of Ganita Sutra 1, one more takes to the value 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. This is one commonly accepted illustrative application, and this illustrative application in fact has taken the replacement for the sutra itself, though it is only one of the many common applications of this working rule, one more than before. In the second row, it is being pointed out as if the previous value is 1 raised to power 1, then one more power will make it 1 plus 1 as 2 power for 1. 1 raised to power 1 as a single axis will take us to linear unit, while 1 raised to power 2, though value 1, though remaining unit 1, but it will be of area unit. One may have a pause here and have the blissful and implications. Purve as 1 takes us to value 2. Purve as 1 raised to power 1 takes us to 1 raised to power 2, and the basic shift here comes to be from a linear unit to a spatial unit, from length unit to an area unit. In the initial illustrative application, 1 going to 2, 1 reaching at 2 is simple, means it is a count 1 and it is a count 2. In respect of the geometric entities, it also would mean 1 unit and 2 units. However, the next second illustrative application as 1 raised per 1 takes to 1 raised per 2 is qualitatively absolutely different as much as that structurally 1 raised per 1 will yield unit length while 1 raised per 2 will yield unit area. The next common illustration being listed here is single point, which will take to the pair of points. The point may be of a line, and the pair of points may not remain only up till a line. These pair of points may be of structures, but it makes a pair. So focus is from single to a pair. Step ahead from single line to pair of lines. A step further ahead from single axis to a pair of axes. Step ahead, it will be taking us to line being transforming into square. Still further, it will be first and then second, or it could be first and then first and second. It also can be 1, and the next will be 1 plus 2, means 2 entities added, 3. Still further, it can be 3 sides triangle entity to a 4 sides square entity. This way, these illustrative applications enlistment gives us a colorful spectrum of the applications range of this common rule of Ganita Sutra 1. One shall enlarge this tabulation, one shall have more and more entries, more and more aspects which are being commonly covered. The focus shall remain upon the rule, the focus shall remain upon the first principle. Ganita Upsutra 1 text, Anurupen, is leading us to general meaning as Anu means follow, Rup means form, and Yen means as it is framed. So follow the form as it is framed. Ganita Sutra 1, one more than before, and Ganita Upsutra 1, to follow the form as it is framed. When both are integrated and taken up as an integrated mathematical rule, then it is leading us to very rich spectrum of applications, even in the common domain. The few illustrative tabulation is like 1 to 1 plus 1, 2, 2 to 2 plus 2, 4, 3 to 3 plus 3, 6, 1 square to 1 square, squared again, 1 raised to power 4. One shall sit comfortably and to permit the transcending mind to glimpse and imbibe these common features of the common rule of Ganita Sutra 1 distinctively, and likewise the common working rule of Ganita Upsutra 1 as well is to be comprehended and imbibed distinctively. And then both these rules are to be taken up for their integrated applications. It is going to be a very blissful phase and stage of learning. It is going to be a very blissful phase and stage of being blissfully with the reach of these common rules of Ganita Sutra 1 and Ganita Upsutra 1. One pointed feature emerging in this integrated format of Ganita Sutra 1 and Ganita Upsutra 1 is that the proportionality, symmetry, or following the form as it is framed rule of Ganita Upsutra 1 in a way amounts to having application for the common rule of Ganita Sutra 1 in as many times as the same is required. It is this permissibility of repeated application of the common rule of Ganita Sutra 1, which is a very blissful addition because of Ganita Sutra 1. One shall sit comfortably and to permit the transcending mind to glimpse and imbibe this distinctive additional feature addition because of the common rule of Ganita Upsutra 1 to the common rule of Ganita Sutra 1. This tabulation on the computer screen is a very specifically drawn illustration. One shall chase this tabulation thoroughly, step by step. Illustrative application of Ganita Sutra 1 in repeated frequency is being taken up here. It is being taken up in respect of different features of the same pair of entities. If we take the feature domain in respect of interval, then it will, under the rule of Ganita Sutra 1, will take us to the domain of square, is the feature boundary in respect of interval as a pair of endpoints will take to the four boundary lines of square. The negative orientation as dimension of one space body interval will take to zero space in the role of dimension of two space. Two space as origin of one space will take to three space as origin of two space. See how repeated application of the common rule of Ganita Sutra 1 is bringing us face to face with many, many features of the same pair of entities. See, the pair of entities with us are here interval and square. So single axis setup line and pair of axis setup surface. The rule takes us from single axis setup of line to a pair of axis setup of a surface. However, the repeated application of this rule in respect to this very setup of pair of entities will bring us face to face with domain feature, boundary feature, dimension feature, origin feature. All are obeying the same rule. All are unfolding themselves under the same rule. So cumulatively, if we take up the pair of entities, interval and square, these in terms of these quadruple features of theirs will make them hypercubes 1 and 2 respectively. So as an integrated step, the common working rule in respect of this pair of entities will take us from hypercube 1 to hypercube 2, from the representative or regular body of one space to a representative regular body of two space. It as quadruple features -1, 0, 1 and 2 for interval hypercube 1 will take 2 quadruple 0, 1, 2, 3 of hypercube 2 folds. So see this common rule with its repeated application permissibility under Ganita Upsutra 1 makes the transition and transformation for multiple features simultaneously. So the entities of multiple features are being chased here. It is this multiple features chase permissibility even under the common rule of Ganita Sutra 1 blissfully distinguishes Vedic mathematics from the other mathematical systems. It is in this background that one may undertake blissful exercises. The first category of exercises being enlisted, pointed as per the tabulation on the computer screen or in respect of the hypercubes, how to have a reach on first principles of Ganita Sutra 1 and Ganita Upsutra 1 from hypercube 2 to hypercube 3 as just in the previous stage we have a chase of transition, transformation from hypercube 1 to hypercube 2. So in continuity, as these blissful exercises, we shall reach from hypercube 2 as quadruple values 0, 1, 2, 3, that is square, to hypercube 3 as quadruple values 1, 2, 3, 4, that is cube. In sequence, the next blissful exercise is to be for the reach from hypercube 3, quadruple values 1, 2, 3, 4 cube to hypercube 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And a step ahead, the exercise is going to be of a reach from hypercube 4, quadruple values 2, 3, 4, 5 to hypercube 5, quadruple values 3, 4, 5, 6. These exercises are very blissful chase steps of common applications of the working rule of Ganita Sutra 1 in its repeated applications. The repeated applications of permissibility of the common rule enriches the chase under this common rule. The second category of exercises being enlisted are that on first principles, one shall reach at the sequence of counting numbers on first principles by applying the common rule of Ganita Sutra 1 with its repeated application permissibility under rule of Ganita Upsutra 1. A step ahead, one shall reach at whole numbers. A step ahead, one shall reach at integers. A step ahead, one shall reach at rational numbers. We can go ahead as well for complex numbers, for transcendental numbers, self-referral numbers, unity state numbers, natural state numbers, Brahman state numbers. But for the present, at this initial stage, we are halting ourselves only up till the rational numbers. It will be a very blissful exercise that one reaches at the sequences of different phases and stages of numbers. The third category, third class of these exercises is of a reach at the sequence of polynomials. Let us begin with a triangle as polynomial 3 is surface figure of 3 sides. Then at a rectangle, a setup of 4 sides, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, and so on. A step ahead, one shall have a blissful exercise of having a reach at the internal diagonals sequence from the vertices of the polynomials 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, being 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. It is how from one sequence we'll be reaching at another sequence. One shall sit comfortably and to permit the transcending mind to have a glimpse and imbibing of these blissful exercises, attainments. One shall glimpse again the common rule of Ganita Sutra 1 together with Ganita Upsutra 1. These rules will help us have structures, correlation exercises. On the computer screen are 6 figures. In figure 1, there is a correspondence, there is a correlation, which is in the form of a point of a line being associated with, correlated with, mapped, functioned, coordinated with another, with a point of another interval. This will, in a sequence, take us that the point of interval to be correlated with a point of a plane. Step ahead, one can enter upon the exercise of correlation, a point of a line with a point of a solid, of a cube. Then, in general, we can have a universe of one set of structures to be correlated with another universe of different structural setups. As is pointed out, that one entity of one universe may be correlated with single entity of another universe, or one entity of one universe can be correlated with pair of entities of another universe. And step ahead, one entity even can be correlated with the triple entities of another universe, and so on. We are, for the present, stopping only up till this. However, the mind will be blissfully having further and further structural correlations, and even the transfer of structures, and still further the transfer of content as well be coming within domain of the applications of these structural correlation exercises. The correlation correspondence between letters and numbers alphabet is our prime subject concern, because the text available with us is in letters form, and this is to be transformed, this is to be translated, this is to be transited into the numbers alphabet. Therefore, let us take up one universe, one beaker, as of the letters. The another universe, the another beaker will be of numbers. So this structural correlation, this correspondence between this pair of universes will lead to the first blissful exercise to have conversion for the latest text of Ganita Sutra 1, Ekadhikain Purvain, into numbers text of Ganita Sutra 1 being 6, 4, 2, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1 for Ekadhikain and 5, 6, 3, 7, 6, 7, 1 for Purvain. Like that, we will have extension of such exercises for all the texts of all sutras and upsutras of this domain. The exercise of this conversion as it is being extended further by the Karamyoga, chapter 3, in its shaloka 3. The text of shaloka 3 of chapter 3, Karamyoga of Geeta, is on the computer screen. It reads, Loke asman dividha nishtha pura prokta mayanag Gyan yogen sankhyanam karam yogen yoginam. This is the principal shloka. This principal shloka is preserving the core Karamyog principle, which is the base of conversion of the numbers alphabet into the Sthapatya, geometric alphabet. As such, we shall read and reread. We will have repeated recitation of this shloka to have in-depth comprehension. We shall first of all enlist the 6 basic conceptual terms, words, formulations of this shloka. These are Lok, Vidya, Nishtha, Pur, Sankhyanam, and Yoginam. These letters formulated texts, when are converted into numbers alphabet, these lead to values 14 for Lok, 18 for Vidha, 22 for Nishtha, 12 for Pur, 34 Sankhyanam, 32 Yoginam. The value 14 is the summation value of quadruple folds of hypercube 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Value 18 is parallel with the summation value of quadruple folds of hypercube 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. Value 22 is parallel with the summation value of hypercube 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. Value 12 is the value of domain 7. Value 34 is the summation value of hypercube 9. And value 32 makes format of domain dimension with value 34. Therefore, the specific meanings, specific applications of Ganita Sutra 1 and Ganita Upsutra 1 together with the Karamyoga are to be taken up by us, and for it we shall be having detailed, in-depth reach of conversion from the letters alphabet in first phase to numbers alphabet, and in second phase from numbers alphabet to Sthapatya geometric hypercubes alphabet. As such, sadhakas shall sit comfortably and to permit the transcending mind to have a glimpse of these formulations. The one formulation which is being pointed out specifically at this phase and stage itself, it is Sthapatya, and its TC value 22, which is parallel with the TC value of Nishtha, and the same is the summation value of hypercube 6 fourfolds, and this takes us to Sthapatya miring rod. Now, see, the formulation Nishtha is a composition of 5 letters, and their TC values are 82642. See how these values are making a sequence of values 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, and it is a symmetry rule, proportionality rule, the follow the form as it is framed rule of Ganita Upsutra 1 for the sequential rule of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of Ganita Sutra 1. See, this way the letters formulation Nishtha on its conversion to numbers alphabet is of value 22, which takes us to hypercube 6 as a Sthapatya, as a geometric format. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge shall sit comfortably, and shaloka 3 of chapter 3 of Geeta, Karamyoga, be memorized. One shall repeat it, one shall recite it, one shall chase it, and this chase in its initial stage shall be in terms of the word formulation Nishtha itself. Nishtha means conviction. From Nishtha, we have to go to Shraddha, which means faith. We have to be at faith with conviction. And the formulation Shraddha is of TC value 19, which is parallel with the TC value of formulation Krishna. We shall be continuing from this phase and stage for further common applications as well as some of the specific applications of the rules of Ganita Sutra 1 together with Ganita Upsutra 1 in the light of the Karamyoga of the Geeta. Thank you very much.